I'd been looking for something to give my home more security, and I've even had something stolen from my property, so I was looking for a product that would alert me when someone was on my property and hopefully even make them want to leave. And fortunately, I found just what I needed, the Foscam Floodlight camera. And I wanted to say up front that Foscam reached out to me and sent me their Floodlight camera to review, and when they offered that to me, I jumped at the chance because it looked like a great product. Foscam's Wi-Fi Floodlight security camera has a lot of great features. It has 2K 4 megapixel resolution, dual band Wi-Fi. It has an IP65 waterproof rating, which means rain won't bother it and it's sealed against dust. It has human detection and PIR detection, and those are switchable, and a motion activated floodlight with a brightness level up to 2600 lumens. It also works with Alexa and Google Assistant, so you can control the floodlight with your voice. In the box you'll get the security floodlight, all the mounting and installation hardware you're going to need, an Ethernet cord, a warranty card, a warning sticker to place on your property saying video surveillance in operation, 24-hour recording in progress, and a quick setup guide to make the installation process easy. So everything you need is in the box except for maybe a screwdriver. To get started, the first thing you want to do is download the Foscam app and add your device. There's a QR code in the Quick Start Guide. Scan that with your phone and it'll take you to the app. Once you've got it downloaded, open it up. The app will have you set up a Foscam account. Once you've set up your Foscam account, you're going to plug the floodlight into a standard outlet. The lights come on for a little bit.
Ready for Wi-Fi configuration.
Once you hear that, you're ready to begin setup. Go to the Foscam app, make sure you're connected to your home Wi-Fi network, and tap to add a camera. There are 3 ways to add the camera. The quickest and easiest is just to scan the QR code that's on the floodlight. The QR code is on the back of the camera body, so scan that.
Hello, Foscam.
And we heard it say hello Foscam, so we're going to check that and do next. Confirm that the device is in the blue flashing state. It is flashing blue. So select that, hit next, and on this page you select your Wi-Fi network and enter the password for that network.
Ready for Wi-Fi configuration.
I did that, and now it says configure Wi-Fi connection. This QR code pops up and I'm supposed to point that directly at the camera.
Wi-Fi connecting.
I click that I have heard the voice prompt Wi-Fi connecting.
Wireless connection succeeded.
And now it says device added successfully. Now that it's set up with the app, we're ready to start the installation process. I'm going to remove this old light and replace it with the floodlight camera. And before I get started on that, I'm going to make sure the power is turned off to this circuit. Next, I'm going to remove the power cord from the wiring harness, and you do that by pulling up on these levers all the way, and then the wires will pull out. For this floodlight, the blue wire will connect to the black wire coming from your junction box, the brown wire will go to the white wire, and the yellow wire will go to the ground. Next, you want to peel the backing off of this foam gasket, slide it up over the wires, and attach it to the bottom of the floodlight. And press it on firmly once you have it on. And when you're in the mounting process, make sure you keep it oriented in that up position. That up arrow is on the back of the floodlight. I'm going to remove my old light, then disconnect the old light by unscrewing the wire nuts. In most cases, once you remove a light, you'd see a junction box behind here. This junction box is behind siding, but it still has screw holes for you to attach the mounting bracket that came with the floodlight. If you had a junction box, you would mount the bracket so it's recessed like this into the junction box. But since I don't have a junction box, I'm going to mount it like that with the screw holes sticking out. That way the bolt that goes through the middle of the floodlight will screw into it. To help get it wired up, the floodlight comes with this little hook. Part of it attaches to a hole in the side of the base of the floodlight, and the other end attaches onto the bracket, and that'll hold it in place while you do the wiring. In the hardware that comes with the floodlight, there are some wire nuts. Put the 2 wires side by side, put the wire nut on top of them, and turn them clockwise until it's tight. And this is old wiring, so there is no ground wire coming out of my electrical system. Just attach this ground wire to a grounding screw in your receptacle box if it has one, Otherwise, you can just tape off the end of this ground wire and coil it back into the back of the floodlight just to get it out of the way. I'm also going to wrap these connections with electrical tape. Once the wiring is done, we can actually attach the floodlight to the wall. So grab the big mounting bolt and a Phillips head screwdriver and take the light fixture off of the hook. I've added a back plate to mine, and the wires had to go through that first too before I wired them up. So we're going to have to tuck all the wires behind this and then attach it to the wall with the bolt. Looks really good there on the wall. And after you've got the bolt on, there's a little bolt cap that you put over the top of that to cover the head of the screw. So now I'm going to turn the power back on, and it works. And at this point, you'll want to adjust your lights. They recommend to angle them at about 15 degrees down.
Wireless connection succeeded.
So we're all set to go. I'm going to open the door and activate the floodlight. You can see it really lights up a huge area. There's my storage shed. If somebody was trying to get into that, I'm sure it would scare them off. It definitely does the job. When you open up the app, it shows my devices right away. I'm going to click on, and that'll give you a live view. You can go back and look at any recorded events on previous days. It uses PIR, which is passive infrared, and that'll record anything that moves. But you can also switch it to human detection, and that will only record humans, which that's pretty cool that it can differentiate that. The camera will send you an alert every time it detects motion, and then right away you could go and view what's actually going on at the moment or view the video that it recorded. And when you're in the live mode, you can also take a picture of whatever the camera is seeing. You just tap on the camera button and you've got a photo. If someone's in the backyard, you'll be able to hear what they're saying, and if you want to talk to them, you just hold down the microphone button. As long as you're holding it down, they can hear what you're saying. And in the app, you can also sign up to use the cloud service. So what I have right now is just a free 7-day video history. I'll have that for 3 months, but after that, I'll need to sign up for another plan. So there you go. That's the Foscam floodlight camera, and my experience with it has been great. It's just what I wanted. It's just what I needed. It does a great job. When that floodlight comes on, my whole backyard lights up. And with the app, I get alerts anytime something is spotted moving in my yard. I can see what it is. I can talk to them if it's a person. It's just great. So thanks for watching. Please consider getting one of these for yourself. You won't be disappointed.